Hello everyone, this is Gleb, and today I want to show you example of parsing RGB CSS value into an object with red, green, and blue properties as numbers, so we can compare and see, for example, that if we click on this element, it becomes red. Let's move it to the side. We're already clicking on the element, and once we clicked, we can get its CSS color. And, sometimes when you work with a chain of commands, right, you want to make sure that you're using only the query command so that if assertion event doesn't pass, then you go back and query it again. So we are getting the color, and notice it returns something, which is a string actually. So we can maybe console log it so we can see it every time the test runs. Or even better, we can use print, and this print comes from my Cypress map plugin. It's a query, and it prints into the command log the current subject value, and you can format if you want. So this is a string, and what we want to do next, we want to parse the string. And because it's RGB followed by number, and so on, we can use a regular expression. So if we use a string subject, we can invoke match, and we need to give it a regular expression. So the string starts with RGB followed by the brace, and we have to escape it. And let me just move it for a second, and we're gonna close the brace and finish it. And what about the inside numbers? So it's a number, and usually it's 1 or 2 digits, or maybe even 3, followed by comma, then a space, more digits, followed a comma, space, and more digits. Okay, let's print our match. Okay, so it seems like it matched the whole expression, and we need those 3 numbers. So how can we get it from the regular expression? We can surround, for example, the first number, and this is a capture group. So we're going to capture that value, okay? And we can even give it a name. So this will be a red channel, okay? And notice it actually shows the value. And this value also will be available under groups, okay? And let's just move it right here. So we print the groups. Notice we extracted red group, and the value is a string. And I think we might need to escape a comma. Always forget, but okay, let's do the second number. We're gonna name it green, and we're gonna capture the last number, and we're gonna give it blue name. Okay, so notice the value actually doesn't look right because we expect it to be red, right? But initially it's black, so that's the first value. So what we want to do next, we want to convert each property into a number. And because we're already using Cypress map, that's where the print comes from, we can say map, and we can even give for each property its own transform function. So red, we want to convert it to a number. So take the red property and change the value using the number function. Green, same thing, convert from string to a number, and blue to a number. And let's print it right here. Notice we converted strings, and now they're numbers. And now we can add an assertion, should deep equal, and in this case red should be probably 255, green 0, blue 0. And now because assertion fails, it goes back to the element, gets a CSS again, invokes the regular expression, and so on. So notice how it keeps retrying, and when the element gets a new CSS class, changes the color, the red becomes 255, and so on. So this is an example of taking an element and creating a chain of queries all the way to an assertion. And this chain of queries transforms some property of this element into a string, and then uses regular expressions to get the groups convert the group's properties until we get the actual red, green, and blue color as separate channels that we can confirm. Find this example at my Cypress example site that I will link in the description of this video.